May the blessings of Allah be upon us this Ramadan season. Ramadan Kareem from Honeywell Flour Mills PLC.
Welcome back to Newstrack, and remember that all our top stories and other programs are on our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channels web. If you're on the go, you can log on to m.channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, an iPhone or a BlackBerry device. Download the Channels TV app for Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. Police in Ogun State have reassured residents of their safety. This comes on the heels of the arrest of a middle-aged man by the State Police Command on suspicion of being a member of the Boko Haram sect. The command also asked for information sharing from members of the public.
There was no room for him to even spread his tentacles or to even have a rest at all in Ogun State. The Hausa and Fulani communities all over the state, we are working together. They noticed a strange movement, a strange feast amongst them. And we have completed, we have decided to make sure that all of us are incorporated in the security arrangement on ground. He was picked immediately. He was a fleeing suspect, not a resident suspect. So people should not have the belief that since they are picked, since they are picked him in Ogun State, that they have many members. We don't have many members of Boko Haram sect in Ogun State. It's just a fleeing suspect, and that is all. And we are still intensifying our effort to make sure we don't give them any room to come into Ogun State or to even coexist with any one of us in Ogun State. Ogun State is safe and continue to be safe.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Abia State is harping on the need to protect critical infrastructure put in place by the government from vandals. In Umuahia, the state capital, the NSCDC commandant, Mr. Ben Dukoro, said that there is need to create awareness and partnerships that would reduce the spate of vandalism of telecom installations and oil pipelines.
Diverse interest groups are represented here. They include other sister security agencies, stakeholders on security, representatives of telecommunications companies, as well as traditional rulers who oversee the communities where most of the facilities are installed and located. It is a critical infrastructure stakeholders private guard companies forum, which is timely, going by the incessant loss of lives and properties through vandalism.
It is as a result of the existing and emerging challenges towards the protection of both critical infrastructures and more that necessitated the signing of an MOU between the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and the stakeholders for the provision of adequate security and protection for these facilities everywhere in the country.
In their various contributions, participants are of the view that the mandate given to the NSCDC by the federal government has paved the way for them to work in synergy.
The public to understand, whenever you have information about a criminal or a crime to be committed, pass it to any other organization, even including the prison, who are the custodians of the criminal.
The Nigerian Security and Defense Corps has provided to the nation amiable force, amiable security to defend the state and the nation at large.
Infrastructure is provided by the government for its citizens, all in the bid to build a synergy between the government and the people.
It has been confirmed that there is an outbreak of gastroenteritis in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. The government authorities and State Medical Association listed affected areas to include Abeokuta South Local Government Area, which remains the worst affected with 76 of the 104 cases reported. While assuring that proactive measures are being put in place to curtail the spread of the disease, the State Commissioner for Health, Mr. Olaokun Shoyinka, challenged residents to maintain personal and environmental hygiene.
An outbreak of vomiting and diarrhea, some of which is cholera, some of which is not. all of which are caused by the same thing. Poor hygiene, fecal contamination of water and of food, poor disposal of refuse, and so on. And the message to the communities, therefore, is also the same, that they should pay more attention to environmental hygiene. And now, when these germs are circulating, which means you can come into contact, nobody now knows where they will come into contact with these germs. So we urge everybody to, we want to encourage the habit of frequent hand washing with soap and water, properly cooked food, use potable water, that is water from a hygienic source. And if you cannot be sure that your water is hygienic, then boil your water thoroughly.
And look at those major figures from the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The last day of trading this week. That will be on Business News. To join us again.
I'll be right there. My tummy. It might be a stomach infection. You'd better take him to a doctor.
He must have been eating roadside food.
No, Mom.
The problem could also be here. Stomach infection could also be caused by germs on hands, and even a good soap may not be enough. With New Lifebuoy, he will be better protected. New Lifebuoy has Active 5, the power of 5 ingredients to give you 99.9% germ protection.
Oh no, not again. No, I'm hungry.
New Lifebuoy.
Come and see, waiting, come and they do it. Now wire, for quality wire, cables where they can pay, brother and sister, I beg, where una they come and one light of your life. Now come and be Baba, for quality wire where they can go, cables of any kind of project, come and one light of your life. Oh yeah, light up your life, light up your house, light up your life. Now come and one light of your life. Now come and be the Baba.
For Coleman Wire and Cables, we dey produce better electrical wire and cable for all building projects in them, and for oil and gas industry. All our cable and wire get local and international certificate, and all are made in Nigeria. Hey, no buy Baruf cable and wire. Make you ask any wire and cable dealer wey dey near you for Coleman. Coleman Wire and Cable, the world's power pipeline.
Welcome back. We begin Business News with an analysis of Nigeria's economic performance in the first 6 months of the year. And some of the areas surveyed by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry between January and June this year include power supply security, inflation, monetary policy, foreign reserves, as well as oil and gas.
Delays in ports and the ports arising from port logistics, bureaucracy and congestion at some terminals. The situation further deteriorated at the Apapa port following the change of inspection service providers. Insecurity in parts of the country which affected sales, in some cases by as much as 30%. Multiplicity in levies by agencies of government of states, federal and local government levels. Manufacturers suffer serious delays as a result of approval processes of Standard Organization of Nigeria (SOM) and NAFDAC. There are complaints about delays in getting import permit from the SOM and certificate of manufacturers and free sales from NAFDAC. Many manufacturers have suffered losses as a result of these delays. There are also complaints about delays in getting permits for controlled chemicals from NAFDAC.
Meanwhile, trading on the last day of the working week dipped more than with the all-share index standing at 37 1,145.64 points. That's down by 0.3.